All right. Polite Talk Podcast, episode 32, baby. I'm Poppy. And today we have an extremely important subject, bro. Which is the best Nintendo franchise of video games of all time? This is a crazy, excuse me. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say this is a very tough decision. Why? Because we've got so many good franchises. I mean, we all know that the main ones is Mario, Zelda, Pokemon as well. I mean, technically Pokemon counts, obviously. I mean, we all know there's 3 different owners of Pokemon, but still counts. Metroid, Star Fox, Pikmin, Donkey Kong, Fire Emblem, Splatoon. There's a lot. And honestly, for me personally, well, okay, listen. Fire Emblem is one of my favorites. Let's say that. It was one of my favorites. I'm huge turn-based RPG like nerd. I love anime and that's like Fire Emblem is literally a mix of both. Like, yeah. There's always a blue-haired lord with a sword or something like that. The story's pretty good sometimes, but the characters are very iconic. I know in the Fire Emblem community, Fire Emblem Awakening is very divisive. The hardcore fans don't like it that much, but it also did bring in so many fans and literally saved the franchise. And so there's a lot of things we need to be grateful for Awakening, Fire Emblem Awakening. And to be honest, I think Chrom is probably one of my favorite lords. And then Lucina is probably my favorite lord. / I just see her as my daughter, dude, because she's so cute and just awesome. And yeah, but basically, I think the real freaking actual conversation it's very simple. It's between Pokemon, Mario, and Zelda. Yeah, I mean, what do you think? Am I crazy or am I right? You know what I'm saying? I know that Metroid has its very hardcore fans. I know, other franchises. I know Splatoon is extremely popular, especially in Japan right now. But for me personally, it's out of those 3. Now, Pokemon and Mario have been the 2 franchises I have been playing since I was yay high. I mean, when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? Little kid in New York, bro. Pokemon was an absolute phenomenon. I mean, the cards, the games, the show, the figures. I mean, I was all about it for the longest time. Up until high school, basically, I was obsessed with Pokemon. I still love it. I'm just not as obsessed as I used to be. But Pokemon for me was like drugs for years. And Mario has always consistently been so amazing and just absolutely enjoyable and so much fun, and just the games are always such a good freaking time, dude. They just put a smile on your face and they make you just cry tears of joy. The music as well is fun. It's nostalgic. It's just fan-freaking-tastic. Mario himself is so iconic. I mean, he's literally the most iconic video game character of all time. It's that easy. It's really that easy. But yeah, I mean, I was never absolutely like. I mean, the thing is too, Mario's also got like Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Mario Strikers, which I absolutely enjoyed when it came out the first time. It's got a whole bunch of sports games. It's Mario Party is absolutely just so much fun. I've had a blast as a kid, playing Mario Party with my sisters and even afterwards. Smash Bros. It's not technically Mario, we all know that, but you know, he's definitely a big part of Smash Bros. And why, a reason that it's just so successful. Well, the whole idea of Smash Bros was successful because of what it is. I mean, it's just an accumulation of the best franchises of Nintendo, or at least it originally started that way. And then obviously Mario was one of the big ones. But basically what I'm trying to say here is Mario's freaking amazing. Now, I will say that I think Mario, well, for example, Mario 64, I played so much of, it was stupid. Also, Super Mario Sunshine, which I know is a very it's like a lot of people don't like that game. I get it, even though I absolutely adore it. And Super Mario Odyssey, for me, was an absolute blast. And it was nostalgia cranked up to 11. I mean, that game, for the whole about 30 hours that I played that game to beat, which I'm still not done with I have to beat the last level. But that game probably made me the most happiest any game has made me while I was playing it. Like, just the amount of nostalgia and how much fun it is and how amazing the graphics are and how fun just like everything about it was. The music was so much fun and just how magical it was. That game was probably my funnest game I've ever played. Like, literally. But it didn't have like much more after that. You know what I mean? Like, it was a 30-hour game and that's it. I put it down and done. I still want to go back, and I have tried to go back to finish the last level, and I have tried multiple times, but I haven't really like dug in deep and like, done it and like finished that last level. But I do want to do it. It's on my bucket list, bro, for gaming, my gaming bucket list. But what I'm trying to say is I feel like Mario just doesn't like. It's got its amazing moments in my life and like chapters in my memories, but it doesn't like feel like the best of all time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'm honestly, I'm kind of thinking about it now. Because what I was going to say was the following. Zelda. Oh, Zelda. Okay. Now, I was never super crazy about Zelda until probably Skyward Sword came out. Because I played Ocarina of Time. Fantastic game. But everyone was going nuts about it. Especially when it first came out. And even afterwards. I mean, the game has always been regarded as one of the best games of all time. But personally, I don't feel that. I'm sorry. Twilight Princess was also seen as an incredible, mature version of Zelda and Link, and just the atmosphere and the gameplay, and was just so amazing. I can never beat the game. It's got way too long of an opening, and I could not freaking do it, dude. I couldn't do it. And honestly, I know there's a ton of other Zelda games that I'm missing. Like Majora's Mask is also incredibly popular, but for me, I never liked it. Never liked it. I never truly tried to like play it all the way through, but it just never was my cup of tea. Unfortunately. Fast forward to Skyward Sword. Now, I'm the kind of person, I love freaking cheesy novella-like freaking stories, and Skyward Sword had me hooked because that was the first time Zelda was your actual baby girl. You know what I'm saying? And that helped me very much enjoy that game much more than a lot of people. I understand a lot of people didn't like the game. It was very wonky with the controls, especially when it first came out. The new version of it, the HD version for the Switch, fixed a lot of issues, and I absolutely enjoyed it. So, yeah, for me, I absolutely loved Skyward Sword. It was fantastic. But Zelda seriously kicked ass with Breath of the Wild. I mean, that game was and still is absolutely amazing. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible. And if you count that game as a package deal with Age of Calamity, which adds more story to the whole concept of that game and that world, it just creates an incredible, incredible story. I can't wait for Breath of the Wild 2 to come out whenever it comes out. We from last we heard, at least as of now, of this recording, that is not coming out until 2023, which is fine. I personally am a big believer in games taking their time before coming out and not rushing things, because then it just hinders the experience we have as consumers, as gamers. So that's my personal opinion. I know not everyone agrees, but that game was absolutely incredible. That game was the definition of magical. I mean, that game was just gorgeous, man. Just absolutely gorgeous. And so much fun. Yeah, it was a great freaking time. Honestly, I'm thinking about restarting it. I know, that's freaking crazy to think about. That's insane to even say, but I might restart that game sooner than later. I was going to just wait for Breath of the Wild 2 to come out to scratch that itch. And I even bought Age of Calamity to try and help that itch. But guess what? It made it worse. So anyway. But yeah, I mean, in terms of Zelda games, those are really my only two that I absolutely adore. Is Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild. And I guess Age of Calamity as well. But the other ones, like, honestly, I liked them. I enjoyed them very much. Or up until what I played. But not for me. So, yeah. And then the Pokemon. The problem with Pokemon, which we all know, is basically the moment that Pokemon started jumping into 3D is when it started going downhill. Now, don't get me wrong. I absolutely enjoy the 3D games, especially when they first started out with Gen 6. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous games. But they started going downhill. The story started to... I mean, the story was never good. I get it. But they actually made an effort to make a decent story in Gen 5. But Gen 6 games' stories were kind of bleh. And they introduced a cool mechanic, the Megas, which is great. But it was also just kind of a Gen 6 thing, Gen 7 had them, but it wasn't that popular. It was more about the Z moves. And Gen 7 was a whole beast on its own. I mean, I get they were trying to do something different with the island challenges, but at the end of the day, they just kind of sucked. And then the Z moves, the idea of a Z move was kind of stupid, to be honest. It's just a really strong special attack. I mean, it's not stupid. It's just not that good. It was kind of cool, but it wasn't that cool. You know what I'm saying? And then Gen 8 was a disaster. I mean, just, just bad. The games. I mean, just the games were just bad. The graphics were horrendous. The story sucked butthole. The Pokemon were amazing. I loved the Pokemon. There's a lot of Pokemon that were introduced in Gen 8 that I absolutely adore. I will say that. And honestly, the movies related to Gen 8 are gorgeous. The new one, The Secret of the Jungle, basically Pokemon mixed with the Jungle Book. Absolutely gorgeous and amazing movie. Love it, love it, love it. But the games are poop. Caca. Ew. Now, I will say, I did play them. And I played, the DLC as well. But I did not super enjoy them. You know what I mean? Now Gen 9 has been announced. It's coming out, I think, later this year or next year, something like that. Arceus was a breath of fresh air because it basically copied Zelda Breath of the Wild mixed with Pokemon, and it was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, we can ask for better graphics, which is fair, but it's also understandable. Pokemon has so much on their plate, it's ridiculous that they keep coming out with so many games and stuff. But basically, what I'm trying to say is Pokemon has gone downhill pretty hardcore. And so really, I think I didn't come into this podcast episode prepared, by the way, if you couldn't tell, with a choice as to which game is the best or franchise is the best. Because even if we go back to Fire Emblem, which again I absolutely loved. I loved Awakening. Super, super loved Awakening. Fates was actually pretty fun. I understand a lot of people didn't necessarily like it, but I very much enjoyed it. All three of them. I played all three versions of Fates. After Fates is when we got... Then we got the freaking, the remakes. Ooh, I forgot what that game was called. With the two different... Oh my gosh, I forgot that game. I forgot what it was called. But I actually enjoyed that game as well. It was a remake of the second Fire Emblem. And then Three Houses came out. And to be honest, I didn't like it that much. It was a cool idea. The characters were decently, entertaining and stuff. But I honestly, not a huge fan of the graphics. And, So really, honestly, I think Mario takes the cake. Mario is the winner, I would say. Because it's always been consistently amazing. For me personally. I have always enjoyed Mario. All the Mario games. Every single one of them. And even the spin-offs, with different franchises and blah, blah, blah. Mario has always been there for me, bro. As a kid, I still remember playing Super Mario 64. Sorry, even before that. Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. Super Mario All-Stars on the Super Nintendo. That was my childhood. I got so good at Super Mario World that I could beat it in 10 minutes. Yeah. I mean, I was way good at it. After that, like I said, 64 was amazing. Just Sunshine for me personally. Again, I absolutely loved that game. I loved it so much. It was so much fun. I just have so many fond memories of Mario, dude. So many. I will say I didn't necessarily like 3D World that much at first. I thought it was kind of casual. But 3D Land for the 3DS, that game, I absolutely adore. It's still probably one of my favorite Mario games. Like, I absolutely adore that game. So much fun. And then the 3D World re-release with Bowser's Fury. Beautiful combo. Bowser's Fury is basically the sequel to Super Mario Sunshine, and it is absolutely gorgeous. That game was so much fun. So much fun. I absolutely enjoyed 100%ing that game as well. That DLC game, whatever you want to call it, but it was so amazing. And again, Odyssey was fantastic. I'm kind of sad it was kind of a limited experience, but absolutely fantastic. So, the king is Mario, in my opinion. What do you think? Let me know. All right, that's basically it for that segment. Let's talk about what we're playing / doing / watching, dog. So, I don't know if you guys remember, but if you watch my other episodes, you know that my wife and I are kind of in a Marvel movies kick right now. We just finished watching Infinity War Part 1. So the next movie is Ant-Man and the Wasp. And after that, we got Captain Marvel. And after that is the second part of Infinity War. And yeah, and then we just keep going. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now with the Marvel movies. In terms of anime, I am absolutely freaking crazy enjoying Spy Family so much. I love that show. I freaking love that show. The last episode, well, as of this recording, the last episode was episode 5. And it was so much fun. Anya was so adorable. Yor as well, the mama, hilarious. And also the dad. Twilight. Yeah, and then I'm enjoying One Piece as always. Dragon Quest I as always. And I'm trying to think, have I watched anything else besides that? I want to say I have, but I can't think of anything else, to be honest. I think that's basically it. But what I've been playing a lot of has been Age of Calamity. Breath of the Wild, Age of Calamity. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity. And I've been basically just kind of cleaning up post-game stuff. Like, I just basically unlocked Terako. And I'm just kind of trying to finish everything a little bit. And then after I finish everything, I want to restart Breath of the Wild. So, which, that's a whole episode I'm going to talk about, by the way, how crazy that is. Because it is. It's crazy. Who does that? Who does that? So yeah, and besides that, dude, I have been playing Pokemon Go like crazy, bro. Like crazy. I've been playing so much Pokemon Go. Like, I just got a freaking Gyarados, finally. It only took me how many freaking years since Pokemon Go came out? I don't even know. So, yeah, I finally got a Gyarados. Because there's like a water Pokemon event going on right now. So, there's that. And I've just got my freaking Metagross that I'm slowly grinding candies for to get them level capped. I just got to level 35, so now I'm level 35. So far, right now, Salamence is my strongest Pokemon. But I feel like that might change pretty soon. I don't know. We'll see. Salamence is still my strongest Pokemon. So, and then right below is Dragonite. So, but I feel like Dragonite might have more potential than Salamence. Because my Salamence is at like 36, like freaking 80 something. And Dragonite's at like 3670 something. And then when I Mega Evolve my Blastoise, which is my preferred Pokemon starter, he gets to like 3670 as well, 60 something. I don't know, something like that. But yeah. And I just noticed that like all my top tier Pokemon are all dragons. And so I've been kind of trying to change that up a little bit. And that's why I've got my Metagross that I've been grinding candies for, which he's right now at like 33 something. So he's getting up there. And then I've got a Rampardos that I got at like 29 something. And then I've got the Gyarados I want to get up there as well, which, is different typing at least. So I'm working on it. I'm working on the Pokermans, getting them up there. So anyway, that's basically it for what I'm doing, what I'm, watching and playing and all that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, bro. Subscribe, bro. And ring the notification bell so you can keep up to date with all the new episodes come out, bro. And if you're listening to me on whatever podcast service you're listening to me on, first of all, I hope to God that it sounds good. Because I have been having, for the last 3 weeks, I have been having a stupid amount of technical difficulties. And I'm sick of it. And so I am so sorry, so freaking sorry, if you're just listening to me on your, whatever podcast service you're listening to me on. I'm so sorry. I really, really, really hope this fixes itself this time and it works like it should. So anyway, but if you are listening on whatever you're listening to me on, please follow and subscribe. Excuse me, I just burped a little bit for more. All right? Well, that's it. This is Poppy. This was Polite Talk Podcast, episode 32. 32, right? Yeah, 32. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and we'll see you guys next time, all right? Okay, bye.